Virtual Paddock. Hey everyone, it's Lars here and welcome back to Virtual Paddock. Now, if you look at the videos that I've done so far, you'll notice that the vast majority of them are in Assetto Corsa. And that's simply because Assetto Corsa is my favorite sim. And when people talk about Assetto Corsa, a very common topic is the massive and quite frankly pretty amazing modding scene. But let's not forget that there's also a lot of great stuff in the base content and the DLC as well. And that's what I'm going to focus on today, because I'm going to show you my top 5 cars out of the official content in Assetto Corsa. And number 5 is the Lamborghini Countach. Now I actually only started driving this one pretty recently after I'd watched a bunch of YouTube videos about it. And I had missed out, because it turns out it's a really fun car to drive. Assetto Corsa is great for road cars, and I especially love driving the old manual cars. It's always such a joy to drive. But the coolest thing about this one is that recently I found an extension to allow me to open the doors in driving mode. And now I can, in VR, park this car the same way that would be done in real life. Take a look at this. At number 4 is the Tatuus FA01. Now in my opinion, this type of car in general is very underrated in sim racing. I very rarely see leagues running like junior Formula cars, which I don't understand because it's extremely fun to drive. You don't need those crazy fast reaction times that you need for something like Formula 1. And most of all, they're very much raceable. So I very much recommend that you try this one out if you haven't tried it, and I'm sure that you're gonna enjoy it. Number 3 is the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car. Now this car is actually very special to me, because it's the one race car that I've actually sat in real life. Now obviously I didn't get to drive it, but even just sitting in it was amazing. And I've actually recreated the livery of that very car as a skin. Also, I've mentioned it before, but I actually even wrote a song about this car. And I used the Assetto Corsa for the music video. It's easily one of my favorites to drive in my free time, especially in virtual reality. Number 2 is the Ferrari F2004. For me, as a child, Michael Schumacher was one of my big heroes, and the F2004 was easily one of his most dominant cars. So even that is amazing to me, being able to drive one of my childhood heroes' cars, even if it's just in the game. But I don't just drive it for the nostalgia, it's also really fun to drive. Lots of downforce, lots of grip, and obviously with that 3-liter V10 it sounds amazing as well. I've actually done some full distance races, a full Grand Prix distance against the AI with this car, which I haven't done with any other Formula car in sim racing. And this one's definitely one of my overall favorites. And finally, at number 1 is the Porsche 962C. Now there are actually 2 versions of this car in Assetto Corsa. There's the long tail version and the short tail version. And usually I drive the short tail version, but I do enjoy both versions. And this car, once again, it just feels amazing to drive. It's an absolute monster, but at the same time it's very much controllable. It's got a full H-pattern manual gearbox, so you're heel and toeing on the downshift, then trail braking on the way into the corner, and then on the exits you get back on throttle, trying to get the turbo to spin up, at the same time keep the wheel spin under control. And it's really intense, but it's just so much fun. Especially in VR, it's one of the most immersive experiences you can have in my opinion, and driving this car always brings a smile to my face. And thus, it's not only my favorites of the official content in AC, but it's actually my overall favorite car in all of sim racing. So those are my favorites out of the official content in Assetto Corsa. I'm really curious to hear what yours are, write them in the comments. Also, I just set up a Discord server, so if you want to join, the link is in the description. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. So, till next time, use the downforce, and see you soon.